Hey, what's up, guys? Steve from Outsider Garage. Haven't been on any video, whatever, for a very long time. The business has been kind of going a little crazy, so gonna try to jump back into this a little bit. So tonight, I figured I would kind of share a project that I'm working on right now for the Mitsubishi community. Being a Mitsubishi 3000 GT owner myself, I've had the opportunity to kind of delve in and see the different products. Um, that might be needed more in the community, especially as these vehicles continue to age. I had kind of an addiction a little bit with the 3000 GTs, and I have seen quite a few of these things come through the shop. So one of the things among many that I've seen as a necessity in the community is the fuel tank top hat assembly and the pump hangers. It seems to be fairly common that these things get completely rusted out to the point where they're just almost unusable. I mean, it's very common that the top end with their little fitting on the top there snaps off to the point where you can't even use it anymore. An easy solution or workaround for this is to drill out the hard line and open it up and put in like a bulkhead and fitting. That works all fine and good, but if you really want to have something that isn't going to continue to rust and to be capable of a very clean installation with clean wiring, clean plumbing, leak-free, not worry about it ever again, that type of thing, and also the ability to expand and to support maybe a little bit more horsepower pump-wise and wiring-wise, I decided to take my own hand at making a top hat assembly. I've been working on this project now for probably the past 3-4 months or so, on and off. It's kind of been like a back burner. Had a number of little prototype things that I made, but I think I finally landed on a design. So I'll kind of walk you through what we're doing and kind of the ideology behind it. So I have in my hand, I do have a prototype right here. This is pretty similar to the end result, but the end result is going to be a little bit cleaner. So we do have a billet aluminum top hat assembly. This billet aluminum top hat assembly was designed around the use of this big GM fuel cell bulkhead. So this thing is got a recessed entry, and it's O-ring sealed against all fuels with a Viton O-ring, and then there's a snap ring that holds this in place, allowing this to essentially, rotate around whatever direction that you want to have your wiring going. Gives you a little more ease as far as, there's limited space up there with fingers and having to undo things and stuff like that. So this will rotate 360 degrees. You can see it rotates, and then also in the spirit of rotating things, we're using these 360 degree swivel banjo AN fittings. So these are both set at, I believe they're M18s as far as the threads on them. Don't quote me on that though. And again, to start out, this will be an M8 for your feed and an M6 for your return. Those can be swapped out for bigger fittings in the future if you wanted to do more horsepower wise. But this setup right here should be able to support upwards of 600 horsepower or so on a single fuel pump. And I'm actually working on a dual fuel pump setup as well. Flip this guy over, and you can see that we do have a stainless steel pump hanger assembly. We actually also have a stainless steel sending unit for the gas tank, gas level for the OEM unit. So essentially what you'll be getting is a hanger here where you can take off your OEM sending unit and bolt it on, and then that will go into the tank just as before. Same thing, it will hook up to the wiring down in here, and everything will be nice and clean. Beyond that, the actual cradle assembly itself has been revised a little bit from what's shown here, and you can see that we're running a single 525 pump. this is, again, just a very basic prototype, as there's no real vibration dampening on this thing at all. This was more or less just for getting the critical dimensions down. But let me back up a second. I'll show you the CAD design for what we're working on for the finalized products. All right, so here we are. This is the dual pump setup. Let me see if I can get in here and manipulate this with the camera. So this is the dual pump setup, and you can kind of get more detail on the top hat assembly now that I'm not holding it in my hand. And you can see the hanger for the OE fuel level sending unit. So everything is pretty much integrated together. Nothing is spot welded on like the OE stuff. Everything in tank is stainless steel or anodized aluminum. We're going to have our own gasket up top here. And this again will be like a Viton gasket material that will replace the OE, seal a bit better, be a little bit thicker, and obviously easily replaceable. We made this a second, this lower cradle portion, kind of like its own piece. Trying to think to the future as far as like how can we reuse these components for different chassis and stuff. So like this dual 525 hanger right here, you can see it rides along this little mounting system here, which can accommodate different heights and different scenarios for different chassis and things like that. Which then these will all be assembled from our shop and delivered to the 3000 GT community at the appropriate OE height for the OEM gas tank and everything. And then we'll go in and you can see that we also have a single pump adapter as well right here. One of the last bits that currently working on right now is the vibration dampening for how these hangers attach to the actual assembly here. Again, more likely than not, there will be like a relatively thick Viton sleeve or a gasket essentially that goes between the two to eliminate vibration or reduce it. Other than that, standard studs pop through in the gas tank. This will be bolted down with nuts. It will be supplied with stainless steel nuts to go with that. It'll come with the GM top hat assembly. You'll have a choice of either the single or the double pump hanger. And you know that the 6-pin plug for the GM actually, just like the OE, has a spare pin that's unused, which can be used for powering the secondary fuel pump or for a two-stage setup. It will come with the gasket. It will come with your AN8 and AN6 fittings on the top, the swivel fittings. There is going to be a barb fitting that comes down here, obviously, that will attach up to the fuel pump in the cradle. And then for the dual pumps, there will be like a Y fitting in here as well, in which case all of this piping size would be oversized. Then with the AN, probably could move up to a 10 if you wanted to in that situation. And then all the hardware, the wiring itself, and complete instructions for getting the job done. As far as the wiring is concerned, it's pretty basic as far as plugging and pinning a connector, so no big deal there. But anyhow, that's the idea. Trying to continue to create parts for the Mitsubishi 3000 GT community and Dodge Stealth, obviously. We've got a bunch of big stuff in the works right now, and hopefully soon it can start sneak peeking some of that. And there's actually a bunch of other stuff that's pretty much finished up that you guys are aware about that should be hitting the site very soon. But I'll get back to it and keep on working here, guys. Thanks again for your business.